Okay, so now let's talk about the input function, right? I have already given you a uh, detail on the print function, but now let's talk about the input. What is input? You guys never thought about it. I mean, you never even asked me that. It's always, I mean, we try to print the values, but what if you want to capture something from the input? Now, suppose you want to create some game in Python, and you're asking some inputs from, your audience that guess the number, for example. We will go and create all these things gradually, don't worry. But for that, we have to learn a lot of things: list, dictionary, if functions, so loops. So how do you take the input from the user? Basically, that's the point. It is always like we are printing something. See, when you actually have when you want to take some input from the user, you use the input function, and it's very easy. For example, if I say that x equals to input, and then you go and write here that guess the number. For example, guess the number. Okay, guess the number. Now, when you go and run this, what will happen? User will be prompted for the guess number. Okay, and then we will say that your guess is wrong or right, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to actually go into that, but I say that you guessed you guessed it, and the whatever the number. So we're just going to write here x, for example. Okay, so if I simply go and run this, see that what is going to happen. So when I run this line, you see that here I have here the guess the number. I'm just going to write here 4, for example, and then when I press enter, the prompt will come and guess the number. So we will go and keep some space here. Let's go and run this again. See, again I'm running. It's an input, guys. So your code will not print anything till the time you will not print here something. Now I go and write here 3 and I press enter. Ultimately what happens? The code will be executed. And you see, you guessed it as 3 number. Okay. Now suppose, apart from this, let's say you want to create a calculator. Okay. I'll give you one more example. Input, guess, what is the second number? What is the second number? Okay. And here mention first number. Okay, so this is what we want to do. And now let me just comment these, control backslash. Yeah, so what you want to do is you want to actually sum these numbers. So I say that total is, right? What is total? Well, total is x plus y. See now the thing. What one very important thing I want to tell you here. You have already covered it, but now we are going to actually see the use. Suppose this is the kind of a calculator we are building, right? So I go and enter here the first number. I say 4, and then the prompt comes for the second number, and I say 5. And when I press enter, I expect here 9. 4 plus 5, 9. Now, why this thing has happened? This is the wrong answer. Who is going to tell me what is happening here? Yes, it is concatenating. It is concatenating, but why it is concatenating? Who is going to answer me? Anyone can say, yeah, they are concatenated, they are joined. But why? That's the point. Yes, because these numbers are accepted as string. But how do you know that these numbers are string? Because I have not mentioned here any double quotes. These are the integers, isn't it? These are the numbers. How are you going to check? That's what I'm asking you. Yes, yes. Good job. Yes, guys. Only why only one student has answered this? How can I check this? What is happening behind the scenes? I can use a type function, isn't it? So let's say I want to check what is happening. So I say that, okay, can you give me the type of x? And of course, then you can give me the type of y also. But if you understand what is happening with the x, then same thing has been happened with the y, right? So I'm going to actually run this. What is happening? I go and write here 3 and 4, let's say. You see that? What is the data type? String. Now what happened here? Basically, always remember one thing. Please remember this thing. Whenever you use the input function, you never actually get to see a value, integer. what I mean to say, a number. It always creates the data type string. Doesn't matter what you write, right? For example, if I run this again, okay, let me put the decimal here, 4.5, 3.4. Can you see that? All are concatenated. But for us, this is not the right thing, right? If I go and, maybe I want to say that hello, then I say team. Then I can understand, okay, fine, hello team. But in case of numbers, I don't want that. So you remember that what we are going to do? Yes, yes, very good. I'm very happy. Yes. Who said this? Shushant? Yeah. Yes. You will use the conversion function. Remember about the casting chapter? We will use here int. So whenever you have the value in the input and you want that because it's a number, it has to be treated like a number. So what we are going to do, that the number, we will go and take this output in the int. Okay, that's it. That's it. So I'm going to convert all this into int. Ultimately, what happens now? These numbers should be added. Okay, let's go and check that. So I'm going to write here 7. I'm going to write here one more 7. You see that 7 plus 7, 14, and the data type is also, the class is also integer. Okay, so this is the very important point, that you must go and pass in these values as integer. Okay, now the last thing I want to understand, if my team really follows everything, you guys tell me that what if I don't do this conversion right over here. I mean, I don't want this. Okay, instead of that, I'll do it somewhere else. Where? Well, let's say, so let me just comment this. Can I do this here? Int x plus y. Is it possible? If I run this, what do you think? What is going to happen? Can we do that here? If I run this, let's run this. 3, sorry. Let's go and run this. Mention the first number, 3 and 4, or maybe 5. See that? What is happening? Before the int starts converting the number, you're trying to add these numbers. And the data type is, from here, Python is going to carry as string. So ultimately, after, when the 3 and 5 are concatenated, there's no point of converting it. Yes, but what I can do is, I can take these values individually, in case if you want, like this. If you want this, then maybe we can have a right answer. So let's go and write here 4 and 5. Bingo. So these are the very small things. I hope now I'm able to clarify all these things. Okay, so that is how it is. Now, obviously, if you go and try to write some string over here, as I said that, I go and write here hello, and then I write here team, you will get the answer as incorrect answer, because you see, you can't convert the string into integer. Okay, now how to deal with this type of a situation? Then, for example, you say that no sir, but we want to create a tool which uh, adds the numbers, but at the same time it should actually concatenate the strings. Maybe you want that. Well, in that case, we can use the if conditions, which we will start very soon. Okay, so we can say that, if let's say the data type is it's a string, then do this. If the data type is integer, then do this. I mean, you can check the things from the user. We can put here if conditions. We can do this calculation separately for numbers, or separately for the strings. That we will see. These are very small things, but I hope this is clear now to you. So we have not only learned the input function, which is very nice, but also we have seen these conversions now. Practically, you have seen that where exactly you can use it.